on location at the MGM Grand with Tito Ortiz and Jenna Jameson post-fight. Tito, I've never started an interview with this question, but what the hell was that?
Yeah, right.
Take us through what just happened for those who weren't here.
Well, there's one there. They got almost a chance of me getting escorted out of the press conference. First time in 11 years, people told me you can't come in. They had guys from the MGM trying to guide me out the door, up the escalator, say, no, it's over here. And they're trying to sidetrack me completely.
And I actually talked to a couple different girls. The first girl that came up to me said that Dana didn't want you to be a part of the press conference, and then she changed her tune and said that only winners were allowed to be part of the press conference.
That's the first time that ever happened.
And I said, well, actually, he was part of a press conference when he lost to Chuck Liddell. So how does that...
And actually, the press conference they had before the weigh-ins, I wasn't invited. And it's just them trying to hardball. And I understand, but it's Dana trying to hold me down because I speak out and my voice speaks in loud tone.
Tito, had you on the show a couple of weeks ago after reading your autobiography, This Is Gonna Hurt, and I psychoanalyzed you. I told you that I picked up on the fact that...
I listened to that. Yeah. That was right. I listened to that.
You got good. You're good.
You know what it is?
I got Dr. Phil.
Let me tell you something. So when someone has abandonment issues, it takes one to know one. You can interview me sometime on this story. But, we talked about the idea that maybe going back to when Dana, was your manager and then he split to become president of the UFC, that's maybe where those issues might have kicked in and started. In peacetime, abandonment issues foster resentment and anger, but in wartime, in the heat of the moment like tonight, they can inspire rage. I mean, is it hard to keep your composure in a situation like that, especially given the fact that you fight for a living?
It's really hard to keep my composure, man. There's a few times I just want to speak out and just say, I say what's on my mind always. And, Dana's fight, or I'm fighting for the things that Dana was fighting for when he was my manager, and for him to call me a moron, him to call me a stupid man, and it just shows that I'm a threat to him.
I think it was funny that, the minute you started speaking out in the press conference, Dana felt the need to be a bully and try to get all the fighters behind him by saying, oh, well, they seem to be happy, Tito. I mean, what are they going to do? Come out and say that they don't want to be able to pay their rent? No, they're not going to do that. But Tito is able to speak out, so he's going to do that, and he is doing it with dignity.
And you see one of the other interviewers were like, yeah, so Vanderlei, you made $150,000, and Keith Jardine made $10,000. Keith Jardine's in the hospital right now.
Yeah.
For $10,000, and Dana's like, well, I can't talk about the extra money you pay him. Well, we gotta hope and
imagine what his medical bills are going to be.
And you gotta hope and gamble on what extra money Dana's going to give you. How about giving us a contract that really comes down to the pay-per-view? Filling up that arena with 16,000 people. They make $3.7 million on the gate today. That's not even
what was really funny was when Dana was talking about the insurance for fighters. Actually, I own my own company, and I have, at one time I had about 15 different contract girls. And this is porn, everybody. So,
I thought I recognized you.
Insuring those girls is way harder than insuring fighters, trust me, because there are a lot of problems in my business. So it was kind of crazy that he said that it was hard for a company that's making billions of dollars to insure these guys so they can fucking live a normal life.
To that end, Tito, when Dana hears, because obviously he had a little lead time on you and what was going on in the press conference. You came in first, you took your seat, they were trying to throw you out, you refused to move. We had like a Deep South civil rights sit-in. Now, okay. You know him better than just about anybody. Do you think in his mind he's formulating, kind of like Jenna said, I'm going to get the other fighters in there and I'm going to use this to show them what happens to the guy who makes noise?
I guarantee you that he had a sit down with all those fighters before they even came in. I guarantee you. And he's done it before. Watch what you say and make sure you say the right things. He's a control freak. He's going to control these guys. And you see every one of the guys, well, who do you want to fight next? Well, it's up to the owner. The owner's the one's going to make the decision. He's going to make decisions. And make your own decisions, man. These guys got to understand that they don't go out of the box. You got to think out of the box to make these things happen. They're not doing it.
Jenna, when you and Tito got together quite a while back, two celebrities get together and people wonder how much of that is for show, etc. But over time, I think you guys have proved that you're really a solid couple. And I saw that tonight firsthand when you're really standing up for him. Even before the press conference starts, you're being very vocal about that. I mean, that was
I can't help myself.
It was. I don't know that I've ever had a moment I can describe as sweet.
Always stand up for Tito because he is one of the best men I know, and I will never let a man Dana try to overpower Tito, because Tito deserves the respect, and I'm able to stand up for myself. So I know if Dana gets in my face, it's on.
Yeah.
I'm a smart woman, so I don't care if Dana calls me stupid. I will prove him wrong.
I'm the same way, I believe I've always stand up for what I've always stand up and fought for what I believe in no matter what. And being up there, it was just a factor with our entrance of the press conference. They're like, Tito, you can't come in. I go, you better call security then.
Yeah, that was.
And it's just a factor, man. I'm gonna speak my mind. Thank God we live in a wonderful place, the United States of America. That we have the freedom of speech to speak out. And it would have been a bigger deal if they would have tried to hold me down and not let me do it.